Before we get into this is kind of targeted at kids or people who don't know very much about video game settings or computers in general. So if you're coming here and gonna complain about, well, not learning anything new or me just telling you things you already knew, just know that. Going into it, let's start. Graphics API, I set this to default and auto. It's just the best option. Try Vulkan if you have crashing issues, or if you have a low tier graphics card. Screen resolution, lowering it will help frame rate at the cost of, well, everything just being uglier in general. Most graphics cards being right on, and well, NVIDIA have settings for stretch resolution. You can try that. Vsync is bad. It synchronizes the game with your monitor's refresh rate. Turn it off. FPS limit. You're gonna want to just turn this off. If you're having issues with frame rate, take anything you get. See, look, I'm enjoying my 1,439 FPS in the corner. Texture quality is something you should turn down if you want more or less frame rate. If you can handle very high, good on you. You probably have a high tier graphics card, and if you do, why are you watching this video? You are strange. I set this to medium personally. Medium and very high are similar, but medium is just one that I landed on. I'd rather have the extra frames than have everything look prettier. Set this to low if you're on the lower end of graphics card, maybe anything near a 1050 Ti. Anti-Aliasing smooths out pixels, so turn this off if you experience frame rate issues, just consistency or just drops. Ambient Olition, said that wrong. Who cares? English isn't my forte. Set this to fast if you have a decent computer. If you experience constant drops, set it to none. Decals are the bolt holes in blood that you'll see from time to time. Turn this off if you experience, well, bad frame rate issues. Rendering lights is exactly what it says. It turns off the rendering of lights in the facility, so everything will kind of look the same lighting wise. If you've ever played Team Fortress 2 with Matte Fong 0, it's kind of like that. It's great for low-end computers, but in my opinion, I like to leave it on because, well, the lighting in SCPSL is nice, and it's my favorite part of, well, the visual art style, so, yeah. Turn off shadows if you want more frames. Motion blur, it doesn't really matter what you set it to. It doesn't affect frame rate. Bloom does, though. Turn it off if you experience performance issues. Next biggest setting, Ragdoll cleanup time. I recommend 5 minutes. So, other people prefer it to where if to set it to the decay time of 049 in his target corpse, and play some cool games with that. But that's about it, kind of settings-wise. Most issues you'll experience in SCPSL are probably just issues with your computer itself. Low-end computers struggle to run SCP, and some mid-tier computers don't get constant frame rate. As a round goes on in SCPSL, you'll have worse and worse frame rate issues. It's a normal byproduct of just how the game runs. It's not optimized well. So, things you can do that are not settings related: update your drivers, look at your control panel settings for your graphics card, go into Windows settings, turn on game mode, that type of stuff. But sometimes, if you have a lower end computer, the recommended specs for our computer to play SCPSL is around 1050 Ti, and even then, I've played this game on a 1050 Ti, and I have experienced issues. So, if you don't have a good graphics card or CPU, you may just be shit out of luck. If you want to experience this game above your monitor's refresh rate. But, well, as long as, I guess, a frame rate's consistent, that's where I kind of draw my line is, hey, I can play this game. So, just know that. Last video I made about settings, I said that I'd help people. I helped people in the comments. I'm not gonna do that again because I can't help everyone. I'd just prefer it if I wouldn't have to go back to a video I made months ago and talk about outdated things. Don't take anything I said in this video gospel. It's just mostly what I know personally about video game settings and whatnot. I've learned a little bit since the last video. I'll probably continue to learn more and more. If you have issues that don't relate to SCPSL's frame rate and are just like, hey, I can't connect to a server, your best course of options, Google it. If you get kicked out of the server and tells you the error message, Google it. And there will also be stuff that can help you on the official SCPSL Discord server, things on user FAQ and common issues. If you have like any specific error message, you'll, believe it or not, having issues getting into SCPSL servers is it's a known, a lot of people have the same issues as you. But just, yeah, that's about it for, well, SCPSL and frame rate. If you have anything that I didn't answer here, your best course of actions, Google it. It's probably how you found this video. I'd just be very specific. There's a lot of posts on the community discussions of some dude helping the guys. I'm not gonna try to say it, but it starts with a Z. That information's outdated and you can't get help on the Steam community discussions anymore, but you can get help on Discord. Just make sure you read all the common stuff. If you've replenished all of your resources that they have already given you, go fill out a ticket and get assisted by a TA or a TS. Don't say I sent you though. just don't waste anyone's time. With that, and that's the frame rate guide. Have fun with your SCPSL related adventures. Good luck, fellas.